In 2022, one of the most talked about celebrity court cases in history unfolded live on television and across social media. The defamation trial between Hollywood actor Johnny Depp and his ex-wife, actress Amber Heard, was not just a legal battle, it was a cultural event. For 6 weeks, millions around the world tuned in to watch testimony, cross-examinations, and dramatic moments that blurred the line between courtroom proceedings and entertainment. By the time the verdict was announced, it had become one of the most sensational trials of the decade. The story began years earlier. Johnny Depp, known for his roles in Pirates of the Caribbean, Edward Scissorhands, and countless other films, had married actress Amber Heard in 2015. Their marriage quickly became troubled, and in 2016, Heard filed for divorce, alleging that Depp had been physically and emotionally abusive. Depp denied the claims, insisting that he was the victim of abuse, not the perpetrator. Their divorce was finalized in 2017, but the accusations didn't end there. In December 2018, Amber Heard wrote an op-ed for the Washington Post describing herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. Though she never mentioned Depp by name, the implication was clear. Depp argued that the article ruined his reputation, cost him roles in major films, and painted him as an abuser in the eyes of the world. In 2019, Depp filed a defamation lawsuit against Heard in Virginia, seeking $50 million in damages. Heard countersued for $100 million, claiming that Depp and his legal team had defamed her by calling her allegations a hoax. By the time the case went to trial in April 2022, public opinion was deeply divided. Some believed Heard was bravely speaking out against abuse. Others believed Depp was a victim of false allegations. The stage was set for a courtroom showdown unlike any other. The trial took place in Fairfax County, Virginia, and was broadcast live on television and online. Millions tuned in every day, making it not just a legal proceeding but a viral phenomenon. Social media platforms like TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube exploded with clips, memes, and commentary. People dissected every expression, every word, and every detail. The trial became a cultural obsession. Inside the courtroom, the prosecution and defense presented their cases in detail. Depp's legal team argued that Heard's 2018 op-ed was false and malicious. They brought forward witnesses, including friends, medical experts, and even building staff, who testified about Depp's behavior and his relationship with Heard. Depp himself took the stand, describing in painful detail his version of events. He claimed that Heard had abused him, physically and emotionally, and that her accusations had destroyed his life and career. His testimony was emotional, and many viewers saw it as a turning point in the trial. Heard's team, on the other hand, argued that everything she wrote was true, or at least protected by free speech. She testified that Depp had assaulted her multiple times, recounting incidents in graphic detail. She presented photographs of bruises, audio recordings of their fights, and testimony from her friends and supporters. Her lawyers portrayed Depp as a violent, controlling man who had struggled with drugs and alcohol for years. The trial was filled with dramatic moments. Depp's lawyers presented audio recordings where Heard could be heard admitting to hitting Depp. In cross-examination, Heard was challenged on inconsistencies in her story. There were heated exchanges, surprise witnesses, and even moments of humor that went viral online. Courtroom clips of Depp's reactions, Heard's testimony, and lawyer objections became internet sensations. But beyond the spectacle, the trial raised serious questions about abuse, credibility, and the impact of public opinion on justice. For many, it became a referendum on the #MeToo movement, domestic violence awareness, and the challenges of distinguishing truth from manipulation in high-profile cases. After 6 weeks of testimony and more than 100 hours of witness statements, the case went to the jury. On June 1, 2022, the jury returned with its verdict. They found in favor of Johnny Depp, ruling that Heard had defamed him with her op-ed. Depp was awarded $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages, though the punitive damages were later reduced to $350,000 under Virginia law. At the same time, the jury also awarded Heard $2 million in her countersuit, finding that one of Depp's lawyers had defamed her by calling her allegations a hoax. The verdict was seen as a decisive win for Depp. He released a statement saying that the jury had given him his life back. Heard, on the other hand, expressed deep disappointment, calling it a setback for women and survivors of abuse. The public reaction was massive. Depp's supporters celebrated, seeing the verdict as vindication. On social media, hashtags like #JusticeForJohnnyDepp trended worldwide. For Heard, the backlash was intense, with many criticizing her credibility and questioning her motives. The trial didn't just deliver a legal outcome, it created lasting reputational consequences for both sides. In the aftermath, Heard appealed the verdict but later settled with Depp in December 2022, agreeing to pay $1 million. Both actors' careers had been impacted, though Depp began to make public appearances again and even returned to film projects. Heard relocated overseas for a time, seeking privacy from the intense public scrutiny. The Depp vs. Heard trial remains a landmark moment in celebrity legal history. It was more than just a courtroom battle between two famous actors, it was a cultural spectacle, a debate about abuse and credibility, and a reflection of how social media can shape the court of public opinion as much as a jury shapes the court of law. Even today, people continue to debate the trial. Was justice served? Was the verdict fair? Or was the trial more about influence, power, and media than about truth? One thing is certain, the Depp vs. Heard trial will be remembered not only for its verdict but for the way it captivated and divided the world.